Hello? Someone tell Ursula it's a tad gauche to be putting hearts in her own chat.
I'm sending them to you. You're my husband.
Ugh,
What's so wrong about
you're
that?
silly.
Fine, I'll send smiley faces.
You're a dork. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Oh. Sorry. Just like the most low energy. Hello, how are you doing? Hi, Eleanor. Hope you guys had a good week. Oh, it's pretty good.
It's pretty
I
good.
have to get stabbed this week, so.
Yep.
Ugh. Well, I guess it's like near the end? Middle?
Middle. It's the Wednesday.
Oh, it's the exact middle.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I feel like I'm more scared about seeing the doctor the following week than
That's
I
fair.
am.
That's a new doctor. It's scary.
Yeah, what if they stab me
Exactly.
without warning? How are you doing? Hello, Drastic Daniel. I'm gonna make the stream chat ridiculously giant.
Let's
No,
go.
if I can figure out how do you do that. I'm freaking so. What button do I press?
Oh, yeah. You're in.
Hmm.
You're in
Well,
not Dvorak. Typies.
yeah,
You're working on your comic? Good.
me too. Oh, I'm excited. We're gonna get a new one out here.
Right?
I don't know why storyboarding scares me so much.
Oh,
It's hard.
it is.
We're working on the next scene. I think I put all of them out now.
Yep. All the ones that I have complete.
Yep.
Let's make a buffer, he says.
Congrats on working yours. On yours, it's not a big deal to me. That's fair. I'm working on a graphic novel project. Very cool.
Poggies.
I am also working on. Sorry, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. Before the stream, I bought a whole bunch of candy online, and I'm so ready because I just had like a visceral, not visceral good, feeling just randomly that hit me, because I saw something shiny on the internet. And I was like, oh my god, barley candy. I want barley candy right now, and I demand it.
The name barley candy makes it sound so nasty.
It is not nasty.
No, it sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's just sugar on a stick. Yeah, I'll let you have one of them.
Okay.
A single barley candy.
Thank you.
How long does storyboarding one chapter take? Depends on how big the chapter is, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Took a few months or something. But Ursula is going to use me to full effect this time.
He's my art assistant.
I'm an art assistant, guys.
I've always been like,
The
man.
name Barley kind of makes it sound like candy for horses. What's funny is what made me want it was a lollipop that looked like a horse. Because they have like very like little intricate designs and molds. They're like an old-fashioned candy. I don't know why they're called barley candies, honestly.
Right?
Something I'd look up if I had my phone on me, but I don't. Oh, my bad. Months for one chapter is serious. No worries. No wonder it seems so daunting. I mean, months, but full-time job. You know?
Hmm.
You know, it took like... I guess we're not even done chapter 1, so... It's... I think if you break things down by hours, it's not as long.
Oh, yeah, by full-time job, he means that I only work on this in the evenings.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why it takes months. If I was doing it full-time, I could probably get a few chapters thumbnailed in a day kind of thing.
Thumbnailed you can do in a day.
Yeah.
But like finished, I think you could do in a week or so.
Oh yeah.
If you were doing that. It took me 3-4 weeks just to make a book cover alone.
Oh, totally fair.
Yeah.
That's something you want to put a lot of focus on.
And like this is our quickest comic.
Yeah, this one is just like
she's gonna finish drawing this and I'm gonna say, okay, it's done. Unless like obviously I know you're allowed to have like a few that you really care about in this, but otherwise it's like no. I'm an art teacher, so it's hard for me to get myself to work on stuff during the weekends. That's fair.
Totally fair.
If you burn out during the week on art. It took me 6 months to make the recent scene that was 30 something pages.
That's a lot of pages.
I mean, also the thing about like what we're working on right now is like what is a page anymore when you're doing vertical scrolling comics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is strange.
Sketchy comics be wham bam, thank you ma'am. I know, and also people like them and it's so annoying.
It hurts my heart.
It's so lovely that all of our webtoon comics are like, I love the style, art's so good, and you're like, oh, why do I even try? I mean, to be fair, that should encourage you guys. Like, you don't even have to be on your best. People are happy to have art.
E.
I'm happy, honestly. Like, I like the art.
Aw, thanks. What is legs, guys?
They're like arms for your bum.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad I now know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to punch you guys.
Just stop punching Jet.
Oh, I have such bad mic etiquette.
Ugh.
It's like a standard issue for me. Arms for your bum. So true though, right? So true bestie is my current catchphrase.
Oh my god, it's like all he says.
Yeah. I don't know where it started, but that's
I don't know. I'm just like, wow, the dogs are being cute. And he's like, yeah, so true to bestie.
I'm honestly debating just to make a sketchy comic style like Avo, as it would make it easier for me to do and complete. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Whatever you want.
No matter what, your art will
I
improve.
fluctuate between wanting like the most pristine comics and just wanting things done, so.
Yeah, true.
A 9 point. 9 point.
Ugh.
What'll happen one day is we'll just end up making 9 point into something that's in between Avo and 9 point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of liking the comic-ized novel thing.
Yeah.
I like it. It makes it easier for you to be like, okay, here's what happened. I'm not drawing it.
True. You're like, not too complicated, not drawing it.
It's not even too complicated. It's just like, it's not worth our time.
Yeah.
Let's look at other things.
That's true, because when there's like a cool visual, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm drawing that.
Totally.
But when it's like, she sat down, who gives a hoot?
Yeah, that is me. I do like this idea of I'm doing a full drawing comic. The shading rendering is simple, sketchiest based on the background. Weird to try and explain. If I ever make a second comic, I might have the first page, few pages colored, and the rest be black and white. That's also a good way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
These are recorded. Oh, you're right. Oh,
Record.
Right.
Thank you.
You guys always have to remind us to record because we're so bad at doing it.
We're so forgetful.
Everything is recorded, but we need to record on the back end so we can use for videos.
Yes.
But yeah, you'll be able to watch this stream later. Thank you. Oh, I've been loving the novel mixed with visuals. It helps my ADHD. It's so pretty. Yeah.
God bless.
I think it's just like my neuro crazy.
Yeah, that's how you say it. My neuro crazy.
my neuro disco. What is it?
Neurodivergence?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Neurodisco, amazing.
Yeah, but my neuro disco. Well, it's like I wanted to kind of make more like yeah, just like accessible things, because like I have trouble reading just things because I just get bored and stuff, but it's not because I don't like prose or anything. It's kind of like picture books for adults, right? Isn't it? Yeah, and I love that. Big fan of words, so I like the presentation of Comic Avo. Yeah. That's my merch right there, Neurodisc. Wow, stealing my copyright. I love Aaron.
Aaron.
Sentences I never say.
The whole time he's writing out, he's like, oh, Aaron sucks.
Such a little
He's
weenie.
a poopy butt boy. I hate him.
I don't know what it is. I love him, but when I'm writing him, I don't. It's nothing to do with him. I don't get it.
He's such a lovely boy. I give him a little pat on the shoulder, because anything else would terrify him.
Ugh. Okay. So we were like talking about like art assistants and stuff. It is just the most upsetting in the context of AI art. We were talking about that. Me and Ursula.
Yes.
Because she has to use like AI and stuff for her job. Right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. But like if you could just like use like more like fill bucket tools. I just hate all the other stuff around it. It sucks.
I know. I wish there was more kind of like AI assisted automation tools that were like easy to get.
Yeah.
But like the fact that like it steals art and stuff is crappy.
Yeah. That's basically it. But like yeah, we were just talking about like if you could just like flat color a page and then be like, okay, here's the palette, and then it flat colors the rest of the comic for you. That's what I want. I would love the menial stuff.
I'm just like, please.
And I know that makes it harder for flatters to get jobs.
Yeah, true.
But maybe they could just flat more comics, because like regardless of how well all these tools get, you always need someone on the back end doing things. That's like the weird thing, is like people go so far into believing it's going to replace everything when it just can't.
No.
We got shown to use AI, especially in the gaming industry, which can be useful if used correctly and if it didn't steal art. Yeah. It's kind of like I find the AI art discussion really boring, because it's kind of like really frustrating, because like it feels like everyone has like a super intense opinion on both sides.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. AI assisted art, like, in some ways already exists. Like, everyone uses some amount of that kind of stuff, right? It's like this like neural network, blah blah blah. I don't know.
I don't know how it works.
I just get tired of the debate about like whether AI art is art. Like I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
care. I'm just not. I don't have opinion. I do not care. Um, I just want it to be able to flat color my comics for me.
Please. Oh, hi, Miku.
Oh,
Meow. What? What's up, baby?
baby.
Little kitty cat coming over.
Yeah. I think
She wanted to tell us her opinions on AI art.
it's also like part of the problem where you work. If you work in like industries or whatever, like you kind of have to use it.
Yeah.
So it feels very inevitable in
Yeah.
some places where like companies really expect you to work with that stuff, and it can be helpful.
Yeah. Like I've been, because like at my work they're like use it as like a tool to help you be more productive or something. And I ended up using it to kind of learn some coding stuff, which was nice.
That's yeah. I like the language network stuff.
Yeah.
Large language models, is that it? Something like that.
So maybe.
I hadn't doodled much in my sketchbook this week, and a chill stream I'm just
Oh my god,
fidgeting.
Miku, she wants the worms.
I know she wants the worms.
Give me the worms.
It's because I'm fidgeting with the cupboard that has all the cat toys in it.
I thought she came over because she liked me.
Aww.
She likes worms.
She loves worms. Oh my goodness, you're dumb.
What happened?
I went to pet her and she shoved her eye into my finger.
No,
She poked herself in the eye.
Bobby.
My finger didn't move. It was her eye socket that just
Baby.
boop.
Bloop.
Yeah.
Meow.
I've been going crazy with the AI stuff. Because I learned how to organize my world building stuff. And that's so much fun. Urza's been getting huge documents from me.
Oh my god. He's been making like
It sucks because like the thing with like the AI writing tools or whatever, like when I'm interacting like with the chat GPT for like writing stuff, it fills me with such confidence in my writing because it's so bad at writing. It's just it's so impressive like how bad it is at writing, like in a way where it like where it's like humanly bad. It's like every story it writes always starts there's just so much so much tell don't show and stuff. It's funny. I love it. My favorite line that it likes to do is he whispered in a whisper. It has thrown this at me like so many times and I love it.
You whispered in a whisper.
And whenever it has like ethical stuff, right? But like it's it always tries to like, if I'm trying to write something negative, it always ends with like a determination burning in their soul. Like it's always something like that. Or is it defiance flickering in their eyes and stuff. Yeah. But it's really useful for ADHD and stuff, which is unfortunate because it's hard to talk to people about that because there's, obviously so much feelings about all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I support everyone trying to get their worth as a writer and stuff. Like I'm not against that. I just also, my god, it is so much better at organizing than I am. It's not good at organizing war crimes.
Where's my AI that can organize my war crimes?
Because I was using it to organize all of my my world building stuff, and it was really good at getting my magic system like put into like a really nice format. But if I got into anything else with Crow Story, it was like erasing the war crimes. It would be like, and they didn't so and so race didn't get along, but they're working on diversity and stuff, and I'm like it kept trying to like create diversity and end racism in my fantasy world, and like so it wasn't really helpful
like it
with
would just
that.
like whitewashes the awfulness.
Yeah,
It's like the Lindworm oh my god, Lindworm Kingdom writing textbooks on their colonialism.
It kind of has the voice of like it is 2020 in the Crow Story world, and they're writing history textbooks about what happened.
I love that.
ChatGPT weirdly feels like a place to not feel judging for asking a bunch of questions, but I agree it's not good at court cases. The thing is, you have to use it as it is. Like, when you start thinking about it as like a word calculator, that's what Ursula was saying. Like, that's basically what it is. And I've been using it as a word calculator and a prompt generator.
Mm-hmm.
And it can help you point you in the direction of research, but it can't really help you research, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where the way people use it, like, yeah. Yeah, and I've just been thinking more about like these AI tools, right? And just like how it's hard to put like Pandora's box, you know? It's hard to close that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, yeah. It's hard. It's difficult.
It will be.
But like, I don't know. After messing around with ChatGPT for a bit, I'm just like, oh, okay, I don't fear you. Like, ask it to write Shakespeare. Like the fact that like it can have the entire works of Shakespeare but cannot write even vibe. It can't even get the vibe right. Like, I'm not really scared about it taking one book from me and trying to learn. It's more scary about like information getting on, right? Like other stuff. It's weird. It's vibing.
Mm.
But like, yeah, if your work was put in there and people are making money off of it, like, get that bread. I get that.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. See, I'm just chill. I'm just chill. Yeah. My favorite thing is trying to determine whether or not I'm looking at an AI image or not. One thing that keeps happening is like my mom sending animal pictures and me trying to determine if these animals exist or not. And there was one that showed up and I immediately knew it was real.
Good.
Even though it looked very fake. I knew it was real.
What was it?
I forget.
Oh. Wow.
I'd have to roll back in our chats.
Gosh.
but it was the kind of bird that looks fake, kind of like there was another one that was fake. I don't know, man. There's been a few birds. It's like those cardinals that are split right down the middle, male and female. Like those look hella fake, but they're real.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
Not gonna lie, I use ChatGPT for prompts and quick ideas to make short stories, which can be helpful. Yeah,
That's fair.
that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, I should just come out of the closet as an AI user, and say I just have moderate stances on it, and that it's very if you have ADHD and stuff, like it's very helpful, but I also think there's something to be said about these AI tools and why they're so popular with like the tech bro crowd. And I think it's because like, the tech bro crowd, a lot of them are autistic, have ADHD, all of that. And the way that these things work, just like the vibe that I got after ruining my sleep schedule for like a whole week, messing around with this stuff, is I think it works similar to like a Skinner box kind of thing, where like you have an idea, you put it in, and sometimes you get something great out of it, and other times it's just kind of mid, but it has like this feedback loop with that like intermittent reward, and it's very instant gratification, so it's easy to kind of get addicted to using it. But and I can feel that vibe. Probably an obvious observation, but I think AI could be extremely useful, but it's so often applied illegally or immorally, and are very opposed to using it. People are opposed to using it at all. It doesn't help that tech bros are really dumb, and their reputation makes new AI technology feel all the more dubious. AI generation just needs more regulations, and that's the thing. Like, I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for regulation and stuff, and I will say that, like, regardless of regulation and stuff, and like, you should fight against the tide, but like, it's really just increasing what's already a thing. You know, there's already such a huge problem of just slop, you know, just being put out, and people's art just being ripped and put on t-shirts, regardless of if they're using the extra steps to put AI through it. And you know what, like, not all people here's something my most controversial take is that not all people that are doing that are bad people. I think it's a bad thing to be doing, but like, I think a lot of the times it's not individual people that do that kind of stuff. Like, there are like big companies that do that stuff, and sometimes you need to make money, and sometimes to make money you help a large company steal art, and it sucks. Yeah. True. Like, it's really bad in the industry, and I just know, like, I've worked at little small places and they are something else. The amount of like little graphic design jobs where they're just like, oh, just can you remove the watermark from this for me? And also, don't worry, we're not going to pay for that font. Just trace it. It's like, And like I've done it. Like I do the
Evil.
work and I get the money, and I don't judge anyone else who's had to work in those conditions. Like it's no different than any other business that has the same. Oh my god. So bad. Like you go into like, ugh, it's funny though. Ugh, I'm all for paying artists, just to say.
Yeah.
Ugh. And like those little businesses that do that, like shame on them, but also like that's so much cuter than the larger people that have no reason to be doing that.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'm just tracing this because you want to make a t-shirt for your badminton club. Like I think you should be paying an artist, but like at the end of the day, small potatoes, whatever. But like if like you can afford this stuff, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I support starving artists, and sometimes starving artists have to make money by joining unethical companies. You know, if you were that's kind of the thing. If you were at fault for every industry thing that you're kind of stuck into doing, like the game industry, like there's blood on all of your hands, but I don't think that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just all trying to get by in this capital hellscape.
Bleh. You stinky.
Yeah.
Miku, you can't have the worm. Slop.
I keep thinking I've just been watching stuff on like the Pal World stuff. Yeah.
Right.
I keep thinking about how I feel about it, and it's so complicated. It's so complicated, and then at the end of the day, I take a moment, step back, and think, I don't really care. Do I really care about this? Is this something I want to bother thinking about? And that's kind of where I got with AI art. What I find way more scary, and as far as like AI goes, is like all the like AI voice generation and like deepfakes and stuff. Like all this conversation about AI art, which is fine if you want to have it, and there's like ethical things to consider, and I'm not trying to brush them under the rug. There's a million ethical things in life that you can think of and devote your time to. You're not a bad person if you don't care in that kind of way. But like, I forgot where I was going. Oh yeah, AI, like the deep fake stuff and like the voice stuff is so freaking creepy. But the thing about the voice stuff is I've seen so much less debate about it and so much more art being made from it, even though it is like such a scary technology. Like all that I've seen of the voice stuff is like fun. Though maybe that's because I don't know. I guess there used to be fun AI writing stuff coming out. I had a great time. I figured out that it's really good at making like medical reports and stuff. So I made a story about people turning into snails because of a curse. Obviously, because that's I must write curses. It is my special interest, and like I've gained the power to write, and I'm gonna write what I want. God damn it! But I wrote a story about that, and and I made like all these medical documents and like WebMD articles about it and case studies. And then I made a whole bunch of like internet posts.
The fake Reddit posts sent me.
Oh my god. By the end it was the freaking green text one.
Oh my god, that one was amazing.
Oh, that was so funny. Doctor gives me that you fucked up look. So like basically the story of the snails is that you can get turned into like a snail by upsetting nature spirits. Bottomless pit is no longer bottomless. The AI art debate exhausts me. Me going into the games industry, like I'm gonna have blood on my hands, but also I will enjoy making 3D sculpts of characters. Exactly.
Hell yeah.
That was me in the the garment industry. That was fun. It was fun watching people make shirts.
Yeah. It was neat.
It's always good when you're seeing shirts get made in-house and you're like, cool.
Cool.
That's fun. Oi, hello, Blue Star.
Hello.
Yeah. Maybe this AI stuff, maybe people are way more cool about it, but like the cool people are just like so scared of everyone else that they don't bring it up. I'm coming to this conclusion now. Cause like it feels like you're either like evangelizing or witch hunt but for AI. I did that, and then I made I did a world building document about a new fairy, and I came up with all these ideas, and now I have a new RP.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's hype.
I mean, it's a nice concept. What's the RP about? So the basics. Okay, so we always have fairy RPs, because I've learned how to write, and I'm gonna write whatever I want. I want to write fairies and curses. And I've just embraced it. We used to be like, ugh, we should write something other than fairies, but then we realized, no.
All fairies, all the time.
This is our fun side thing that we do. We can be as like egregious in our not fan service, but like the thing where you can't get away with it in writing a book because you have to write a book, like that kind of stuff. But anyways, so we do all these fairy ones, and sometimes we kind of struggle because they get really melodramatic. But the problem is, it's not always fun to be melodramatic. It's not always fun for that to be happening. However, it's also not fun to always be doing cute stuff. And sometimes it feels a little gauche when like all this horrible stuff is happening to do some cute things. So, we decided to make I decided to make a world where there are some good fairies in it and not just evil ones. So there are fairies and then there's humans. And fairies, they kind of have their own nature going on, and they have like magic, and it kind of like they have control over it, but it's also just really hard to go against their nature or whatever. But like fairies, just like at their heart, they cannot be malicious. They can't be evil. they just kind of are what they are, and they also, tricksy fairy contracts and stuff, but they're like really bad at understanding lies. They're like autistic, I guess. The fairies have autism energy. um and then there's humans who are humans, and they're capable of lying and being terrible and doing murders and stuff, right? But the fairies can't do that. And then there's like the ancient forest, that's like been long forgotten, where there's like cursed people who have become like monsters, and then there's like our classic like fairy lords that have some sort of like human lineage within them. So they have all of the magical powers of fairies and the cruelty of humanity. And they're kind of far away, and people no longer interact with them, and it's all good, right? And I'm mentioning them because they never appear in the story. And so I came up with some ideas of like people who live in this world, and I came up with a person who works at a clinic, a person that does like social work, and then a lawyer. I haven't worked on the lawyer yet. But so like the clinic person, they work at a clinic that helps people with curses. And helps them figure out what the cure to their curses are, because they're not all, there's no like permanent curse. Like everything has its thing that will break it. And so like they work on figuring that out and getting people help. I'll go into it in a bit. And then there's like a social worker who helps with like interactions between humans and fairies, that where there's some tensions, bumping and stuff, or like getting people like situated and in the integrated diverse world. And then there's like a lawyer who helps humans and fairies with their contracts, because fairies are very steadfast in their contracts, and so if they get into a contract with the human, like they will hold to it. Meanwhile, the human might like lie and just not hold up their end of the bargain. But yeah. And also fairies can get people into stupid contracts that shouldn't be legal. So like a lawyer specializing in these magical these magical contracts, like that's their thing. Humans wouldn't be bad if they weren't humans. So I don't know if I'm doing a very good job breaking down this concept. Oh, I wanted to tackle humanism in my comic. Okay. Anyways, so we came up like with all these scenarios and stuff. I think I'll talk about that before I get into anything like super heckin' like deep plot. One of the concepts that kind of started this is I have a cat girl character, who's like an anime cat girl. She's a fairy. She's a Grimalkin. And when she can turn people into cats by taking their names. And she works at a cat cafe, and she recently started working at a cat cafe, right? And there's a lot of cute boys showing up now, like, and she's been talking with them all, and she's been turning them into cats. Not like on purpose. She just she just does it. It's just the thing that happens. It's just her way of living. And now there's like a bunch of like cats at the cafe that are like humans who have been like cursed by her. And she's also been taking in like strays off the street, so like that's what her coworkers think that she's doing, and thinks that's why there's new cats, so they're processing these new cats through Humane Society, whatever. Human Cafe. Yeah. And my social worker is trying to figure out why there's been a whole bunch of people disappearing downtown. And the thing about this world, like, we realized it's a lighthearted world, and in this world kidnapping is a lot less scary, because fairies kidnap people a lot, but like fairies are incapable of like doing like evil acts. Like in our human world right now, like if someone goes missing for like 24 hours, like they're like, you know,
something horrible has happened.
Yeah, if someone's gone for 3 days and like no one knows, like they could be dead. In this world, it's much more likely that they are trapped in like an enchanted cafe. Kidnapping just happens on an ordinary. Yeah, exactly. So they're like a lot less concerned about it and about finding people, because they're more likely to be okay than not okay, especially if like tons of people are vanishing. There's definitely like a fairy up to something.
That's so bizarre.
So Ursula's character, Ursula, what's your character? The with the cat story.
Oh, he's a very socially anxious human who he's trying to be adventurous, so he's like, I'm gonna check out the cat cafe instead of just eating lunch by myself every day.
But there's a cute girl there.
And he spends so much time like trying to figure out what he's gonna say when he gets to like the till, and then he sees her and realizes she's a cat girl, and he's like, oh my god, she's so cute, and he doesn't remember what he wants to order, so he orders a coffee even though he wanted a tea.
And she fills it with milk anyways.
Yes. Doesn't even ask what he wants in it.
Yeah. Well, why would you want anything else? Coffee is just flavoring you put in your milk.
Exactly.
Like, she's really working hard to be good.
My favorite bit was like, because she's a fairy who is like living basically as like an alley cat for a while.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the part of the description Bones wrote was like, I used to live in a box on the street, and now I live in a box in an apartment.
Yeah.
It's so cute. It's like a work homing program for fairies that she's in.
Yeah. They helped her find a place to live.
Yes.
And a job.
Employment and housing.
Yeah. So she's been living it up, having a great time. My favorite part was like, what did he do that had her raise her?
Oh, because he says like, do you guys have coffee here or something? She's like, yeah, I can make you a coffee. Oh, but you have to pay for it. Like, you know, she was probably giving them out for free.
Yeah.
And her manager's like, no, they have to pay for it. And he's like, oh, of course, I would never steal. And he like puts up his hands like defensively. And she like raises her paw like a cat, like slap fight is about to happen. And he's like, what?
Yeah, because he like, yeah, he does that little like nervous like hands like, oh no, like I'm sorry. And she does the cat thing where it's like, I raised my hand to
fight?
To smack? Are we gonna like paw each other's face and go like, eh? And she tries really hard not to jump on the counters because she's not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's just cat girl shenanigans. I like that she's been attracting like people into cat girls. So like anime fans. um yeah, so she's the anime fans, the nerds have figured out the existence of a cat girl at the cat cafe. And so they've been showing up and she's been getting really close with them and turning them into cats. And so before she starts the day, she was watching her show in the back, which is like she was watching like one of those cat TV things where it's like birds flying by and stuff, and then she puts anime on for them while she puts anime on for the cats.
I love the idea of just cats watching anime.
And the eventual goal is they're gonna start dating the characters, and like when she just starts showing affection and like giving you like a pet name, she like inadvertently like steals your name and turns you into a cat. So she's gonna just call him cute little names and stuff and turn him into a cat, and then he's gonna have to go to the clinic and they give him his name back, and then the cycle repeats forever. And that's their relationship of him constantly being turned into a cat. Cats are absolutely engrossed in DBZ. Exactly. She's like, oh, you guys like the animes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some other things, like examples we were going for?
Oh, the character, my anxious fella, he's
right.
software developer, and he's working on an app to help people find their true love, to end curses where you have to get a true love's kiss.
Yeah. Yeah, he works on like, yeah, we were like, oh, we were like, it'd be a great idea. It's like to break your, so many, they're like fantasy curses. So many of them are like the curse will break once you find your true love. So there's like a dating app for people looking to find their true love in order to break their curses. Yeah. So that's fun. There was a fairy that was working at a perfume shop.
Yes.
And she is the sort of fairy that she's very against vanity. Like that's her thing. That's just kind of the fairy she is. That's what her fairy species is about. She probably used to, back in the day, live in a mysterious little tent and offer potions to women seeking to, I guess women and men, women and men seeking to allure and find a seeking to lure in the opposite sex or whatever.
Yeah.
And so in punishment for their vanity and their desire for a simple solution, they get turned into skunks. So she was working at a perfume shop, and people kept coming in wanting to smell good for dating and stuff, and she was seeing this as like a sign of vanity and stuff, and she started turning a lot of people into skunks. And she had to be told that like, no, just because they're shopping here doesn't mean they have like they're not looking for like a magical potion, they're just looking for perfume. So please don't turn them into skunks anymore. And she was like, oh, okay.
I love that. Oh, there was a jeweler, a fairy who ran a jewelry store, and he was giving out cursed wedding bands
Yeah.
that made everyone who wore them exceptionally honest. He's trying to make sure everyone stayed honest in their marriages.
Yeah. And that had problems.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
We were talking about like changelings and stuff and stealing babies. And we were talking about like a human fairy relationship where like the fairy is like, oh, we want to have a baby, so she steals a baby, and her girlfriend's like, you give that baby back, and she's like, no, I swapped it with our cat, it's fine. And she's like, no, I want our cat back.
It's our baby and I want our cat.
So yeah,
Oh,
livid
yeah, and-
parent, but you know, less terrifying in this world.
Yes.
Babies go missing. It's classic fairy stuff.
Oh, for sure.
PSAs. But the thing is, it's just really hard to like convince fairies of like out of like their natures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're just drawn to certain things. Like if there is an exceptionally vain person, like that perfume lady is gonna do it. You know, she's gonna turn them into a skunk.
Exactly.
It's happening. You gave away Mr. Whiskers, our cat, a crime. That's the real crime.
True.
The thing is, like, fairies can't do crime. That's the thing. Humans can do crime. Fairies are just fairies. And you kind of have to deal with that. That's a part of just living in the world and integration.
So true. So true, bestie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have no nefarious intents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like one thing we were thinking about is like, I guess that's where the lawyer would come in, the lawyer character, where like you might have like a helpful house fairy that like does chores and stuff, and like a
It's
human...
like Harry Potter, but good.
Yeah. Where like they could, you know, a good contract with them would be like you
know,
them...
compensate them for their work and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the house elf or whatever is just like they're just prone to getting into very bad contracts.
Yep.
And
where humans just take advantage of them and don't...
Yeah. Humans do crimes.
Humans
enslave fairies, and fairies need legal representation
Yes.
just for their own personal internal laws. Their internal sense of justice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And humans need help because a fairy has claimed their firstborn child, and no.
You're not allowed to do that.
I said I wish I could read Harry Potter, but good, and the book Howl's Moving Castle floated down to me from the heavens. Loving this RP, it's amazing. It is really fun so far.
Yeah.
So the drama, right? The drama. So I have a character who is a social worker, and so he deals with shenanigans. And so he is chasing down a Whiskerflitz.
Oh yeah, they all have adorable names.
Yeah, but a Whiskerflitz is like a little rabbit fairy that follows you when you're walking and takes the path from behind you. So if you're walking down like a little path in the forest, you can't go back the way you came because the rabbit has just taken it, and it's all just woods, and you end up lost. And so there was like a trail by the woods, and this Whiskerflitz was following these people because they had carrots. And everyone was upset because like all of the hiking trails were missing. So he had to help find the lost people and return the park to where it is. But in doing so, he gets a little lost, and he walks onto the enchanted forest or whatever, and he doesn't know. And he ends up cursed, but he doesn't know that yet. We've really just started.
Yeah.
Guys, the Appalachian Trail went missing. Literally Whiskerflitz behavior.
Yes.
Yeah, they steal your footprints. Yeah, so he's gonna turn into a monster, and we're gonna uncover the secrets of the ancient woods and all of the tragic fairy abominations that live there. They're like amalgams and stuff. And we're gonna have our fairies. Another character I have is someone who's gonna be sent into the future from the past by a fairy, and it's a curse, but he doesn't really want to go back. Yeah. And then I'm thinking like there might be some there's definitely going to be fun stuff in the horrific magical world that's been cut off from the modern world.
Yes.
Yeah, because all of the fairies now live peacefully amongst the humans.
Yes.
And it's a good time. It's a bop. Yeah. Just trying to think of any others. We came up with like tons of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was one that I that was kind of like the thing that started it was like I was doing just like a lot of cafe things. So I was like you could get like stuck in a cafe was the one character that I wrote, where it was like was there was like a barista or like the owner.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the owner like falls in love with him, and she decides that she just wants to have him in her cafe, and then he's just not able to leave, and he's asking people to help him open the door and stuff, and they're like, but you live here? Yeah. You live here, you're practically a fixture here.
Yeah, that's why you're always here.
Yeah. It's fine. He's like, no, it's not fine.
No.
Let me out.
I love this epidemic of girls trapping trapping men in cafes.
The thing is, the reason for this is
Yes.
boys trapping girls in cafes is creepy.
True.
I'm sorry. We live in a world. We live in a society.
We live in a society.
Also, the cats aren't trapped in the cafe. They keep getting taken out because they think that they're stray cats that she's bringing in. So they're getting put into the Humane Society. So that was another thing we were thinking was like someone gets turned into a cat and they get chipped, and everyone thinks this cat is just a regular cat until someone finally realizes this cat is human, and the reason I asked the chip is just because yeah, it's a whole thing.
We were thinking about that. Because I made a joke of like, oh, well, if humans keep going missing, like, why don't they just microchip them? Like, why aren't our people microchipped?
Should microchip people.
Yeah, no problem with that.
Maybe they had a human microchip and a cat microchip.
But that led to us being like, oh, if they were like if a humane society got like a stray that didn't have or an animal that didn't have a microchip, they're like, maybe it's a human. They got transformed into a dog.
Yeah, you have to really figure it out.
Yeah.
Just stray animals, you get really sus. What's funny is if like a cat was following you around and it's neither a fairy or a human, it's just a regular cat, and you're just like, I don't know. Oh, we were saying like in this world you wouldn't just pick up cats off of the street,
Yeah.
because you could be picking up someone who's been like transformed into a cat, or some, you know, someone who's just is transformed into a cat all the time.
Yeah. You don't know. That could be a person.
I mean, if I got trapped in a cafe with a cute girl, I mean, I wouldn't be complaining.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm trapped here. That's gonna be what's his face? Val's boyfriend.
Yes. Graham?
Graham.
Yeah.
Graham and Val.
Graham and Val.
Oh. I love a ditzy cat character,
Who does
whether it's boy or girl. I also like an uptight, studious boy who gets turned into a cat. That's a trope I like that I've created.
It's a trademark Bones story.
Oh. Sorry. It's funny stuff. I was just thinking about curses, and I was like, God damn, even like Avo has them. Avo's a lot of them.
Cats?
No, it has one.
You're right.
It has cat.
Cat. That's a tiny panther.
I thought you were gonna say tiny pants.
Does Ekato wear tiny pants?
No. No, and I'm okay with that because everyone else is nude all the time. If everyone wore clothes and Ekato was a naked cat, I would demand he wear pants.
Put that cat in some clothes.
Exactly.
But no, everyone's naked.
Yeah, him and his friends never put on clothes, so. God behavior.
Ugh.
My fave cat character is a really scruffy one. Or imagine like a cat boy Neko with a bushy beard and patchy hairy sweater. My favorite is that meme that went around where it's like cat boys becoming cat men.
Yes!
I
live for that.
I just need a list of bone tropes. Oh my god. The bones tropes are real.
Catmen.
I've just learned to embrace them. I just love some silly magic. If it's good enough for Aesop, if Aesop can get away with it, I can also turn every single character into an animal.
Let's go.
It's fables. No, it's freaking childhood, right? There's so many stories like that.
Oh yeah.
I love that story about the mean kid who gets turned into a cat. Like an alley cat. I love Swan Princess. That was my jam as a kid. Tokyo Mew Mew changed me.
Oh, the cat returns. Like, that's the dream.
Oh, the cat returns. But I didn't have that as a kid.
Oh,
surprisingly.
true.
I would have loved
know.
it. I did have Spirited Away and the pig thing.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
I have a story idea. I'm never going to use it, so I'll just tell you it. Maybe someone can take it and make a wonderful story out of it. So there's a book I read last year where part of the beginning bit was this lady gets married off to this lord guy, and she's not allowed to look at him for, you know, some magic reasons, I assumed at first. And I was like, ooh, like, what happens if she looks at him? Is there going to be some consequence? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I assumed it was like a curse. It turned out he just looked like a fairy and didn't want her to find out he looked like a fairy.
Oh,
Which
that's really boring.
I know. I didn't.
Oh, ow.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Let me just shout at you. Yeah, I was
Careful.
just.
You keep doing it.
Sorry. I was disappointed
Yeah.
with it because I had expectations that it went in a different direction. It was a fine book, but
Don't look at me. I'm beautiful.
exactly.
It's my Fae bloom.
But so I just want a story about someone who gets married off to a lord and isn't allowed to look at them, and then they sneak a peek because they're fascinated, and then they turn into like a goose or something.
I do love that.
And then they have to like go on a journey to get them turned back and undo their curse, and they fall in love.
It's amazing.
I was like, I want that story.
It's me. I've weaved this into you.
True.
Sometimes I have a little fun and they don't turn into animals.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're full of plants.
Okay, that's one of my favorites. I love when people get turned into plants.
Well,
Become
not turned
tree.
into plant. She didn't get turned into plant.
Become
I mean, one of them
tree.
did, but
Become tree.
Juliet just got leaf in ear.
True. She
Fair-
was leafful.
Feria can do transformations, but it's not a curse.
No,
Yeah, that's shifter stuff.
it's a
I'm okay with shifter stuff.
shifter stuff's fun.
It's fun. I
Really?
obviously like it enough to use it.
Yeah.
I like when shifters destroy their clothes. I don't like I don't like this
That's
weak
me.
ass.
That scene in Twilight
Yes.
where Jacob goes to Charlie and shows him he's a werewolf and he starts taking off his clothes and Charlie's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I love those movies so much.
Oh my god, I love that stuff.
Oh.
That's why that's such a fun trope. I love the panic after you've turned into a giant monster and you have to find some pants.
You're like, no.
I don't know. I have a lot of nudity in my stories too.
That's such an ace thing.
Nudity.
Asexuals write so much nudity and smut.
I don't write a lot of smut.
No.
I write a lot of nudity, and maybe it's not asexuality. Maybe it's my freaking hippie father's influence upon me.
True. Your parents.
I
Such
dislike
hippies.
being nude. I don't put me in clothes, coach. uh, I'm like Aaron. Aaron wants to wear clothing.
Hell yeah.
He's in tatters by the end though.
I know.
I love him so much. I think I just love looking at him.
He's baby.
I don't like writing about him. He's
I-
trans. Shout out to trans Aaron, trans icon. Trans era trans true trans.
Aaron trans wins?
Trans transition to
Harrison-
wind.
Let's go. Please.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
The wind sage.
He's just so sweet.
He's baby.
He's literal baby though. He's like not even gone through angel puberty. He's 83 though. It's weird.
He's
Is he
baby.
83? I don't know. He's in his 80s. He's baby.
He's like 87, I think.
87. Wow.
Yeah.
So much more than 83.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get it right.
I was shape-shifting or otherwise characters to not magically have indestructible clothing, but I'm afraid people will take it the wrong way. I mean, it's fair. I have a mix of it, honestly. I don't find it to be a problem when the spirits can have clothing because they wrote the laws of the universe. If they want to be able to transform and have clothes, that's cool. I mean, I guess if they wanted dragons to have clothes, but why would dragons want to wear clothes? You're a dragon.
Yeah.
It's only dragging you down.
The whole point of being a dragon is being slutty.
No, no, it's not.
It's the whole point.
It's being sultry.
Yeah,
Not
slutty.
no.
No, I know.
They're chaste. They have one go. I guess you can be slutty in other ways.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I understand. I understand what you're saying.
Let girls be slutty.
I just don't think Kamiri's all that slutty.
No.
Also, I think we should stop saying that.
Yeah,
if we
should.
want to keep our money.
Boo.
I'm sorry. Sweet little unforgettable things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, dragons do wear clothing because they attach treasure to their skin for armor. What? No. Treasure is their skin. Whoa, hand. Ursula can draw hands, guys. Laugh at her.
Bones didn't
I was
believe
thinking
me.
of The Hobbit. That's fair. What didn't I believe you?
Well, because when you were doing flat colors for me, I never drew hands.
Yeah.
But look, I can draw them.
Now you're like super self-conscious about your hand, aren't you?
This thumb is not where I want it to be, so
Just
we'll
get
draw
rid of
you
it.
later.
Thumbs are hard.
Right? They go all over the place.
They be wibbling.
They do be.
They be wibbling, they be wobbling. Bibbling and bobbling. Attica.
Macablin?
Bokabob.
Bokaba.
Oh, guys, Monday fun day. Centaurs.
Centaurs, let's go.
Oh, maybe I'm lying to you. Actually, I'm gonna double check it's centaurs. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel bad.
Is it Centaur Day?
Is it Centaur Day? Guys. What?
A little cat came up and bapped him with her paw.
She just held my elbow.
Give me worm.
Is it the 12th? Yeah, centaurs. Oh, hell yeah. It's centaur time.
Let's go, Centaur Day.
I always have my shapeshifter OC always have clothes when they turn back. That's fair.
Bless. See, that's why you need a... No, hold on. My brain short-circuited there. See, if you have a shifter where they don't get their clothes automatically, that's why they need a bestie to just be with them and carry their clothes. You know?
Sorry, I was just thinking dragons are like such hunks.
They are.
So they're shimbos or whatever. What are they? Herbo? Herbo beep beep. It's Herbie, isn't it? Oh, speaking of Herbie, I messaged the person about Kirby.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
We're finally gonna get that game?
It's there if we want to get it.
Ooh, okay.
Thank you for carrying my wardrobe, bestie.
Yeah. I was gonna say like a significant other, but like a bestie.
I still need to watch the Last Crow story vid and catch up. That's fair.
Bless.
There's many. It was kind of like a for the fans one. I understand. It was. There's some that I'm like excited about and can pitch well, like centaurs, and there's others where I'm just like, it's Faymouth. Ursula's like, what does that mean? And I'm like, I don't know. It's Faymouth. They have lords that got turned into deer.
You know.
World building is just making justifications for curses.
Yes. And if
I-
anyone tells you anything else, they're lying.
I was so caught up in the fairy shenanigans, I forgot to say hi. It's awesome learning about your world building style, especially the details of how fairies use abilities for mischief. Thank you.
Thank you. You're sweet.
I love world building. I've learned this week. The past months, I've just been like a child again
Oh,
with my
hell yeah.
world building. I was the one who had the Tolkien-esque lineage charts for my characters back in the day.
Oh, bless.
I kind of have a question about story. I kind of have a question about Crow Story. Will there be wolves furry boys? No. There's not. There's foxes. That's the only canine. Because Fenn's the only wolf.
Yes.
Hmm.
Because the Fen... No.
What? What are you trying to say?
Because each Stuart
Stuart.
is linked to an element.
Yeah.
And then different, like, elves have, like, an affinity for that element.
Yeah.
And they have an appearance that is different than, like, the steward.
Yes.
So, like, the Ash followers, so who is a bear. Ash is, like, the bear steward. Not the followers, the elves that have an affinity for that element are the foxes.
Yeah, it's confusing, right?
Yes, that tripped me up so much when you first were telling me about it. I was like, but then who's the bear? And you're like, that's the god.
Yeah. The wolf is like, there's a wolf god.
Yes, but there's not wolf.
There's
elves.
also a big dog god that's basically just a black wolf. And and you know what I'm realizing? It's kind of the worst too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's Fen and Rue.
Ooh.
The canine lady goddesses are so... They're up to trouble, those two.
Yeah.
Rue especially. Rue's awful.
Rue is stinky.
Rue is a poo.
I always forget about that because the affinity for Rue is like spiders.
Yeah.
It's like Lichland. The Lichland ladies.
Yeah. Do you confuse Rue with Omen,
Yes.
the cat?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in my brain, I'm like, Rue is.
No, Omen is the... I always get Omen and Aura mixed up.
Yeah, fair.
Because Aura is eventide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so many that like overlap in my brain. It's hard to like get them all.
Yeah.
That's why there's charts.
Yes.
I was thinking of making a fan wiki,
Hell yeah.
but then I got distracted by ChatGPT.
Well, yeah, you started using it so that you could organize your wiki,
Yeah,
and then
it didn't like my war crimes, and I'm like, okay, well, what can you do? And then I made a story about people turning into snails.
if you can't do war crimes, what can you do?
Medical stuff.
Things in the style of medical journals.
And then I spent a whole week working on a fairy
Yes.
that Ursula finally got to see.
It was really cool.
Yeah. I liked it.
Horrific.
Oh, so horrific.
It's like a evil fairy. I was like, oh my god.
It's like when I was designing these, and then I was like, oh, this is kind of what I want for the arcane woods or whatever. And it's a fairy that is a person that gets cursed with like a potion thing. So like if a person is really cute, if a girl's really cute, a lady, and a fairy lord thinks, damn, that's a cutie, and a fairy lady thinks, no, No, I like
Aw.
you, and I'm the cutie. Um,
There can only be one cutie.
yeah,
Yeah,
Madoka.
America.
Fire burns in their heart, and they're able to create a potion out of their envy. And this envy potion is then given to the 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 cutie, and it's like, oh, this is a beauty product that can make you super beautiful, and if the beauty cutie has high self-esteem, it smells like rot, and she's like, oh god, I do not want this in my life, and gets rid of it. And if she has low self-esteem, it smells really sweet and it's real soft, and she uses it and she becomes a monster.
Mhm.
Yes, wiki for Crow Story. Yeah, if I worked on a wiki for Crow Story, it'd be great for people to.
I would find it so helpful because I ask you things. I'm like, what is this thing again? And you're like, I don't remember. I've written pages and pages.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a wiki to just look it up.
Yeah, and everyone else can do it for me.
Yeah. We'll crowdsource.
Everyone else can write my wiki. Just take the transcripts from my YouTube and figure it out.
Cutie destroyed.
It's really awful, the transformation. Like, they turn into like this orchid mantis type creature. It's a giant mantis with like
You okay, Fatal?
abyss
Yeah, he's okay.
abyssal eyes and stuff. Yeah, and then eventually they bloom. They have like a little bloom butt, and their butt bloom.
No one wants a butt bloom.
Yeah, they turn into like a big flower, and then usually they wither away because, you know, beauty, whatever.
Unless you feed them.
Unless I was just gonna get to that. Unless, of course, there's a gardener to take care of the plant, and then all you gotta do is put cuties inside the plant, and the nectar will digest them, and then wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Beautiful flower. Continues.
Flower forever, bro.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Well, the most awful part of like the transformation to the fairy that I devised was that their stomach turns into like a pitcher plant type thing. So as their stomach turns into a pitcher plant and it's in between, they're not able to fully digest things, but they also can't throw up because they have a little pitcher plant stomach, and it's meant to trap things inside of it. So there's just rot and decay until all of their magical organs form and can break down the elemental properties of all the nasty that's inside them. And all the while they still have to eat.
We love magical organs.
Oh,
It kept calling them mystical. It'd be like
mystical.
mystical organs. It's like,
I love their mystical bladder.
Oh, yes. Yes. Your mystical flower. Magic pea.
Magic pea.
Of course. So it was terrible. I was reading and I was like, oh my god.
I love that it called I know it wasn't about it, but when it was describing the uterus and it said this cursed organ.
Oh. Yeah, because I always leave notes for Bones whenever I'm reading his stuff. And I said my uterus, cursed organ.
Oh,
So cursed.
yeah, it was fun. It's a fun description.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should get going,
Oh, we probably should.
and you should work on the RP because you have to design a monster now.
I do.
I can't grab the
Uh-oh.
reflector.
Oh no.
Oh, you can just do it there. Okay. Thank you all for coming. We'll be back one day.
Monday.
On Monday there'll be a video on centaurs, and you'll all be like, "Whoa, I love centaurs!" And you'll give me a like, and you'll subscribe, and you'll check out Avo and give it a like on Tapas, because a webtoon censors me. Webtoon isn't cool, okay? Anyways, bye.
Bye.